ranking every Call of Duty game from Call of Duty 4 to Black Ops Cold War. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank Online, here today to rank the Call of Duty games. I haven't done one of these in a little while, so I thought I'd do an updated list just to see where my thoughts and opinions have changed, and obviously adding in the newer Call of Duty titles into this. Let's get it. Righto, so this is it here, the tier list. We've got our tiers right here. God tier, amazing, good, mid, bad, and then in the bin. We have our 15 mainline Call of Duty games, of course excluding Call of Duty 1, 2, 3, and Big Red 1, all the way up to the current game right now, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And I've included Warzone here as well because I do believe that Warzone has a spot as its own solo Call of Duty game. Let's start off where it all began. Modern Warfare, the original. So Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. Obviously coming out 2007. The first Call of Duty game to fundamentally change what we know of Call of Duty to be right now. Kill streaks, creator class, prestige system. It had it all. I'm going to put Call of Duty in amazing, not only purely as a nostalgic point of view, but fundamentally from a core gameplay point of view. The original Call of Duty and Modern Warfare Remastered as well. The game translated really well in this sort of newer generation of Call of Duty, and I believe that Call of Duty 4 is an amazing Call of Duty title and one of the best that we've seen to date. I'm going to pick a random one here. We're going to go with the big boy Infinite Warfare. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is an interesting one. Obviously the Call of Duty game that nobody wanted to come out, the Call of Duty game that got the most flame, especially when that initial reveal trailer launched, and a Call of Duty game that I don't think a lot of people played, and myself as well. I probably played Infinite Warfare for a total of 1 day of playtime. And maybe not even that, maybe only a couple of hours. I prestiged in that game once. I played that game solid for about a day, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. And I've said this to, I don't know if I've said this on the channel before, but I've said this to multiple people. If Infinite Warfare was just called Infinite Warfare and not called Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, it would be an amazing multiplayer game. But the fact that it was a Call of Duty title, it just didn't work, and I don't think it worked for a lot of people. It didn't work for me personally. I think the movement was better in Black Ops 3. I think that the overall gunplay and everything like that was a lot better in previous Call of Duty games. Had an amazing campaign. Infinite Warfare's campaign was one of the best campaigns that we've ever seen in Call of Duty, and if you haven't played it yet, you can probably pick the game up for like $5, and I think it's worth it just to play the campaign. The campaign is really, really good, and Infinite Warfare just sucks that the multiplayer was so poor. I'm gonna put this in bad. I'm not gonna put it in the bin, because to be fair, in the playtime that I played it, I had fun. So I'm gonna put it in bad. I'm not gonna put it in the bin. I'm just gonna put it in bad. That might be a controversial choice to not put Infinite Warfare in the bin, but I'm gonna just leave it there in bad. Next up, I'm going to go with Call of Duty World at War. The game, it came in 2008, the game after Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Now, World at War didn't do much. What World at War did was basically take what Modern Warfare did in terms of 357 kill streaks, creator class, and prestige, and then put them in a World War II setting. What I do like with Call of Duty World at War is the zombies mode. What initially was meant to be just an Easter egg for finishing the campaign transformed into this crazy, amazing thing that we've gotten in all of Treyarch's games leading up to this point in time. Zombies in World at War was great. Back in the day when you had the modded zombies in World at War, that was great as well. What I did also like about World at War was their sort of attention to detail and the little bits and pieces that Treyarch put into the game, like the ghost sounds in some of the maps if you just sort of stayed still and like listened out for some things. I like the gory aspect of World at War as well. Treyarch didn't hide away from the horrors of war and the horrors of World War II and all that sort of stuff, and I like the different perspectives that we got to see within the campaign as well. The only thing that brings World at War down for me is that it didn't do much to innovate off of what Call of Duty 4 did. So I'm gonna put World at War in mid. It's a game that I didn't play a lot of, honestly, because I played more I started in Modern Warfare 2, so I didn't play as much World at War as I did Call of Duty 4 and Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered. World at War is a game that I sort of picked up late. I did enjoy the multiplayer, but it didn't do enough to change or innovate what Modern Warfare did. So I'm going to put that in mid. What do we choose next? What Call of Duty game am I going to talk about next? Let's go chronologically. Let's go Black Ops. Oh, no, chronologically would be Modern Warfare 2. You all know my opinions on Modern Warfare 2. I think Modern Warfare 2 is one of the best Call of Duty games that we have ever experienced. It is my first Call of Duty game, so it always gets some points there. It's one of those games that is so broken to the point where it doesn't even matter that everything is broken, because everything being broken balances the game in some weird way. If Modern Warfare 2 were to release right now in the state that it was back in the day, it would be a shithouse Call of Duty game. It would probably I would probably want to kill myself playing that game, especially with skill-based matchmaking, because the amount of broken things in that game and the amount of people now that would be running around with one-man army and noob tubes would be absolutely ridiculous, and it would make my life hell. Back in the day, the 360 party chats or even the game chats in Search and Destroy were amazing. So much comedy in those chats besides the racism. But Modern Warfare 2 is one of those experiences that you had. It's one of those things, right, where you had to be there when it happened. And I think I'm going to say that with a lot of games here in this tier list, you had to be in Modern Warfare 2's prime to know how good of a game Modern Warfare 2 was in its prime. It still holds up today, and I think that the changes that they made, the innovations that Infinity Ward made in terms of kill streaks, in terms of creator class, in terms of challenges, in terms of camos, maps, most of the maps in that game were amazing. Like, we've never seen a Call of Duty game like that, especially in the last couple of years, and I think that Modern Warfare 2 as a fundamental change to the franchise is one of those games that will forever be sort of engraved in Call of Duty history as one of the best that we've ever seen. So I'm going to put it up there in God tier. Let's talk about World War II, because obviously we're getting Vanguard this year. So let's talk about Call of Duty World War II a bit. I don't mind World War II. I know a lot of people don't like World War II, and I cannot fully understand that, mainly because of the state that the game was in when it launched, the state that the game was in for the first 6 months, and it's a completely different game 6 months into the development, 6 months into the game compared to where it is at now. After that sort of halfway point when the new Sledgehammer team came in and did that patch and changed the game fundamentally, it made World War II a much better experience and a much better game. And understandably, if you still don't like World War II, that's fair enough, because the game was not good for the first 6 months. The maps in that game are also not that good. So maps and the initial gameplay for the first 6 months were not that good. But when the core foundations of the game were fixed, it made the game more playable, and then it made the game more fun. So I'm gonna put, you know what, I'm gonna put World War II in mid. I was sort of tossing up whether or not I put it in good or whether I put it in mid. I'm gonna leave it there in mid, because the first 6 months of your game being god awful cannot make your game good, even if you fixed it 6 months later. So I'm gonna put it in mid. It is definitely a good Call of Duty game, a Call of Duty game that I can go back and play and have some fun in, but I can't put it in good. Just because of that first initial 6 months. Let's talk about Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1, for me, was one of those games that was in a weird spot for myself. Just coming off of the success of Modern Warfare 2, everyone was hyped about Call of Duty, everyone was playing Call of Duty. Obviously, Black Ops 1 was in that glory year, that glory period of Call of Duty. I played a fuck ton of Black Ops 1. I love the COD point system, I love the wager matches, and the wager matches that were in Black Ops 1 will never be topped, because wager matches now and party games now don't have the wager system. There's not a COD point system in place to wager your COD points in that type of way, and there will never be a system like that again, I don't believe. And that's what was so amazing about the wager matches in Black Ops 1. I loved them to death. The zombies in Black Ops 1 was amazing. The campaign in Black Ops 1 was amazing. The multiplayer in Black Ops 1 was amazing as well. You could argue that it was a little bit dumbed down because it was like the setting of the game that it was in, but overall, man, Black Ops 1 was a fantastic game. The reason I say it was a little bit of a weird period as well for me was because I was getting more into Battlefield as well during that time of when Black Ops 1 was released. So I did not play Black Ops 1 as much as I played Modern Warfare 2. So for me, I'm going to put Black Ops 1 in amazing. I know that a lot of people would put Black Ops 1 in God tier because they played the game probably more than I did. But for me personally, I'm putting it in amazing. It was an amazing Call of Duty game. I just didn't play it as much because I was getting more into the Battlefield series with games like Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3. So I'm going to leave Black Ops 1 in amazing. I could change it later, just depending on if I feel like it, but I'm going to leave it there for now. It's going to sit there for a little bit. All right, let's talk about Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare, Sledgehammer Games' first official Call of Duty solo title by themselves, introduced advanced movement, and it was mixed. It was very, very, very mixed. Personally, I don't mind Advanced Warfare. I know a lot of people don't like it because of the supply drops or the advanced movement and the jetpacks and all this sort of stuff, but I really don't mind Infinite Warfare. It's a game that I definitely played more than Infinite Warfare. It's a game that I played definitely more than I played World War II, and it's a game that I definitely played more than Modern Warfare 2019 and Black Ops Cold War as well. So that's speaking and saying something to that game. I think that Advanced Warfare is a better game than World War II. And I don't know if that may just be nostalgia purposes or maybe just the fact that the game worked for 6 months, or at least 6 months longer than World War II did. I do like Advanced Warfare, and that might be a hot take and a controversial opinion to have, but I really just don't mind the game at all. I think it's okay. It's not amazing and it's not awful, but it's just an okay game. So I'm gonna leave Advanced Warfare in good. I'm gonna say it was a good Call of Duty because it was definitely a Call of Duty that I did enjoy. I put quite a bit of playtime into the game, and I could say, like, at the end of that whole development cycle, that I was somewhat pleased with the experience that I had in Advanced Warfare. Skill-based matchmaking wise, in Advanced Warfare was probably the first game that we sort of felt it. Definitely not as bad as we have it right now, but it's the first time that we sort of felt skill-based matchmaking within a Call of Duty game, but it just didn't affect it as much, and I didn't mind it, and I did like the whole dynamic maps and the way that the maps changed over time during the match. It was an interesting take on Call of Duty, that's all I'm gonna say, just an interesting take. Alrighty, here we go, baby. I'm gonna do it. Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3, to me, was one of the best Call of Duty games and one of the most fun Call of Duty experiences that I have ever had. I'm putting Modern Warfare 3 in God tier. Shut the fuck up. You cannot tell me any differently because this is my opinion. This is my video. Shut your mouth. Modern Warfare 3, to me, was one, besides another game that I will eventually talk about, one of the best experiences in gaming that I've ever had. Not only in terms of the game, but in terms of the community surrounding the game and the friends that I made because of that game and the things that I did with that game. Like, Modern Warfare 3 was just one of those experiences, again, that you had to be there to know how good it was. You had to be within the prime of Modern Warfare 3 to know how good that game was. I know a lot of people don't like Modern Warfare 3, and a lot of people are of the opinion that Modern Warfare 3 was not a good game, but for me personally, man, I love Modern Warfare 3. I put so much time into that game. I played that game so much. If you remember back in the day when Infected wasn't a game mode and it was just a private lobby sort of thing you created, and you had to get an invite to these lobbies in order to play Infected, so you had to know someone that was hosting a lobby, or someone was hosting a lobby that was friends with your friend, and then your friend would invite you. Like, it was just crazy. It was nuts the way that the community was back in the day, and I think that Modern Warfare 3 and Infinity Ward did a good job of listening to the community. So eventually Infected was added as a proper game mode, which was really, really cool to see. And overall, man, Modern Warfare 3 was one of those times that I really do cherish, and I really did enjoy my time playing Modern Warfare 3. It's one of those games I played from beginning to end. So the beginning of the life cycle all the way to the end. And I cannot say that about any of the Call of Duties that have come out recently, but that is something I can say about Modern Warfare 3. So Modern Warfare 3 for me, 100% God tier. Alrighty, here we go. Black Ops 3. Let's talk about Black Ops 3. One of the best advanced movement games, the best advanced movement game that we got in that weird 3-year period of it all advanced movement games. The smoothest advanced movement. I think that the game that played the best with advanced movement, the maps that were made best for advanced movement, and I think that overall Black Ops 3 was actually a really, really fun experience. This, again, might be controversial. I'm putting Black Ops 3 in amazing. I think that Black Ops 3 is a really, really, really good Call of Duty game. The zombies were great. And I think that the multiplayer was great as well. The campaign, we don't talk about that, but multiplayer and zombies just together as a whole really, really made that game for me. I very much enjoyed Black Ops 3's multiplayer. As someone that doesn't like advanced movement, I really enjoyed how smooth it was, how easy it was to sort of chain together and make your movement a lot better, and I think that the overall gameplay of Black Ops 3 was actually really, really good in terms of guns. Content was great, movement was great, and I think that Black Ops 3 was just one of those games that a lot of people just dismiss because it's advanced movement. But if you really sort of play that game, it's actually pretty good. The specialists were fun to use. It was just a fun Call of Duty game, man. Like, it's one of those Call of Duty games that's a weird anomaly in this sort of next-gen Call of Duty era. That was actually a decent game. So Black Ops 3, amazing game for me. Alright, let's do it. Let's bloody do it. Call of Duty Ghost. Call of Duty Ghost is the beginning of the end of Call of Duty. I've said it many times here on the channel. Call of Duty Ghost was the end of the glory years and the start of just whatever we have right now. And I don't think it's at fault to Ghosts as a whole. I think that it was going to be very hard to follow up off of Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, and then like you have to follow up those 4 games. And I think that if Ghosts was better, the glory years would have continued. But I think the fact that Ghosts was so bad, or maybe meh is the word to use there, then I mean, like, it wasn't ever going to continue the way that it had been because the game was just so mediocre. I think they tried too hard to change what didn't need to be changed. For example, the sat nav, the sat UAV that replaced the normal UAV for a reason I just don't understand. I think that the way that they did microtransactions in Ghost was actually pretty good. Like, it was cheap, it was just whatever, and it was pretty fun. Like, it wasn't really anything like the Snoop Dogg announcer and all that sort of stuff. Like, it didn't change the game, it didn't make the game broken, or it didn't give a pay to win model. It was just something that was there that you can buy if you wanted to buy, and it was just it just sort of is what it is type of thing. But what I do think Ghost tried, again, it's just making things too confusing, like putting too many layers on things, like the whole prestige system where every prestige is a different character, and it's just it's too much. Like, it's too convoluted, and it doesn't need to be that convoluted. And I think that's something that Ghost did. I think for me at least, the HUD was just a bit too much. Like, the HUD, there was too many things going on. Like, your score was on the top right, and then you had the feed, and then you had all the everything else below, and it was just too much for what it needed to be. So that's my opinions on Ghost. I'm gonna put Ghost in. Now I'm tossing up between mid and bad. Like, I'm gonna put it in bad because I cannot say that I played that game as much as I played World War II or World at War, and I can't say I enjoyed that game more than I did those 2 games either. So I'm gonna leave Ghost with Infinite Warfare in bad. All right, I am going to go ahead and talk about Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4, for me, is one of those weird anomalies that it's a good Call of Duty game fundamentally. Content-wise lacks. Like, if you remember the amount of weapons that we got in the game was piss poor, and the amount of attachments we got in that game was piss poor as well. The fact that the game launched with 4 remastered maps that apparently made the amount of maps in that game better, and it didn't. The Black Ops Pass debacle was awful. But fundamentally, a good Call of Duty game. I'm gonna put Black Ops 4 in good. I'm gonna put it above Advanced Warfare. I do think that Black Ops 4 very much have a very good core foundational gameplay, like a very good foundation for a Call of Duty game. It's just everything that surrounded it was pretty shit. Like, the maps weren't that great. The content, there's really no content. The Black Ops 4 Zombies was good. Like, Zombies was somewhat decent in Black Ops 4. Blackout, you guys know my opinions on Blackout. I'm not the biggest fan of Blackout, but I know a lot of people are. Obviously no campaign, but as a multiplayer experience, and what we got as a multiplayer experience, it was good. It wasn't amazing and it wasn't god tier, it was good. It was definitely better than World War II, and I would say it was better than World at War, and definitely better than these two games. So I'm gonna leave Black Ops 4 there, even though that the content was lacking, and even though I've made videos like hating on Black Ops 4, I definitely do think that it's a good Call of Duty game. All right, I'm gonna leave the current ones, or the somewhat current ones, for last. I'm gonna talk about my baby, Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2, I'm putting all the way up top of god tier. That is my overall favorite Call of Duty game, the Call of Duty game that I played the most, the Call of Duty game that realistically when I think of Call of Duty, I think of Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 had a very good, solid campaign, very good zombies, and a astounding multiplayer experience. I prestige mastered twice in Black Ops 2. I haven't even prestige maxed any of the current Call of Duty games. The only other game that I max prestiged in was Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, so every single game in god tier here, I max prestige in every single one of these ones. And in Black Ops 2, I did that twice. That just shows you how much I played that game and how much I enjoyed that game. To go through prestiges 1 to 10 twice, so that's 20 prestiges, and then prestige another couple of times before that the game's life cycle was out. I played that game religiously. That game was the game that I woke up and played on the weekends, and that's the game that I came home and played on the weekdays after I did my homework. Like, Black Ops 2 was the shit. It was also a game that sort of I feel like the whole Call of Duty community was just sort of behind Call of Duty at that point. Like, obviously you'd have haters, and obviously you have people who don't like little bits and pieces, but it's not like now where the fan base is completely divided and there's nothing that's sort of giving us hope as a fan base in terms of where we can see good Call of Duty games again. I think that Black Ops 2 was just that game that everyone just enjoyed. Like, the score streak system was amazing, giving more incentive for people to play objectives and doing that whole thing and sort of shaping what we have now in Call of Duty. Black Ops 2 was the first game to do that. The Pick 10 system, which again is a core foundational piece in the creator class nowadays in Call of Duty. It's just one of those games, man, that game that makes you think about Call of Duty. And if the game that makes you think about Call of Duty, that's got to be the god tier game, right? The game that when you think of the franchise, that's the game you point to, and that's why Black Ops 2 is my god tier Call of Duty game. Alrighty, here we go. These three games, the current skill-based matchmaking, cesspool, sweaty, try-hard Call of Duty games. I'm gonna start with Warzone, as it's not technically a AAA game. I'm gonna put Warzone in good, and I'm gonna put it above. I'll put it above Advanced Warfare, and I might put it above Black Ops 4 when I look at it again, and might change that. Reason I put Warzone in good. Look, Warzone is a good battle royale. It is a battle royale that I like more than Blackout, which is a controversial opinion. And I think that Warzone, the fact that it's so accessible to everybody, the fact that anyone can play with anyone, is a good thing. The problems that I have with Warzone, it's very, very repetitive. Hackers, there's still no anti-cheat. Skill-based matchmaking is a problem. The fact that we've been playing the same map for over a year now with no real changes is a problem. But fun factor, when you play with a group of people, Warzone is fun. And maybe that's maybe I don't know if that's a controversial opinion to say that. I don't like the fact that Warzone is taking over multiplayer 6v6. If I could have it my way, I would have Warzone take the backseat and make AAA Call of Duty titles multiplayer 6v6 the #1 priority. But that's just not the case because Warzone's bringing in so much money, right? So, but Warzone for me is a fun experience, and I don't blame people for liking Warzone. I don't blame people for liking Blackout, but for me, Warzone was the better battle royale experience for myself. I think that the Modern Warfare engine, the way that the game plays, is just so fluid, and it feels nice to play Warzone compared to, say, a Cold War, for example. And I think that Warzone overall is just a good Call of Duty experience. I'm gonna leave it in good. I'm gonna leave that there for now. Rightio. I think you know why I've left these two for last, and I think you know why In the Bin is currently empty. Let's start off with Modern Warfare. in the bin straight away. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I will forever say that Call of Duty Modern Warfare is probably one of the most fundamentally sound Call of Duty games that we've seen in the last couple of years. The problem with Modern Warfare is everything surrounding the game. Gameplay philosophy, maps are awful, skill-based matchmaking, safe spaces, awful content, just god-awful content. The best thing about Modern Warfare's content is Gunsmith and the fact that there was like 82 attachments on any one gun, but the fact that there was nothing really to do in that game was awful. The fact that there's no real leveling up system or prestige system, there was the seasonal levels, but even seasonal levels are just awful anyway. There's no incentive to go for anything in that game. There's just no reason to play Modern Warfare. And on top of all that, the skill-based matchmaking, safe spaces, awful maps, and again, an over-reliance on remakes and remasters. Modern Warfare 2019 needs to go in the bin. The fact that the spawns were an issue for so long as well, and spawns were so broken during that game's life cycle. The 725 being an overpowered piece of shit that needed like 75 patches to fix. Like, Modern Warfare 2019 needs to be in the bin. We need it, and I've said it many times, man. Modern Warfare is a sound game in terms of core fundamentals. I like Modern Warfare 2019 more than I like Black Ops Cold War, but I don't like Modern Warfare 2019 more than I like Ghosts or Infinite Warfare for that matter, or any of the games above this. I can't say that if you gave me the choice of Modern Warfare 2019 or Infinite Warfare, I would choose Infinite Warfare, because I genuinely believe that Modern Warfare 2019 is a garbage heap of a multiplayer experience that I will never enjoy, and I did not enjoy it for an entire year. So I'm gonna leave that in the bin right there. Going next to it in the bin, and the worst Call of Duty game that I've ever seen in my entire life, is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, the current Call of Duty game. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is the worst Call of Duty game that I've ever seen. It is worse than Infinite Warfare, it is worse than Call of Duty Ghosts, and it is worse than Modern Warfare 2019. Cold War is the epitome of recycled garbage. If you want the Google definition of recycled garbage, it is Cold War. Skill-based matchmaking is awful. The maps are awful. The content is awful. The only thing that I can say about Cold War that is good is the gunplay, and even that is just mid. That is scraping at straws as a positive for Black Ops Cold War. The kill streak system, the score streak system, the participation streak system is awful in Cold War, and it doesn't make sense. The seasonal content is awful. The prestige system is awful. The challenges are awful. The fact that there is no incentive to play that game makes that game awful. Cold War is the worst Call of Duty game that I've ever seen in my entire life, and we need to put it in the bin and forget that it ever existed. Alright, I rejigged my list here a little bit just to close out the video here. So I put Warzone above Black Ops 4 because I could probably say that I played more Warzone and enjoyed more Warzone more than I enjoyed Black Ops 4. I put World War II above World at War because I played more World War II, and then I put Ghosts higher than Infinite Warfare because I played more Ghosts than Infinite Warfare and enjoyed that game more. So that is my tier list right there. Comment section down below, let me know your tier list and where you would put these 15 Call of Duty games in the comment section down below. Click like if you enjoyed the video, click subscribe so you don't miss out on my next one, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Baby, I like you a lot. You know I mean that a lot. I'ma pull up at your spot. I'ma show you what I got. I just been dodging a cop. I just been dodging my ops. I need to sit and relax. Baby girl, come make it pop. Baby girl, right now I need you. Baby, I need to come see you.